Dominica is often confused with the Dominican Republic, but this is the Caribbean's nature island, and with so many shades of green, it's easy to see why.
Dominica has at least 60% of some form of its natural vegetation still intact. We're said by the experts to have some of the best oceanic rainforest almost anywhere in the world. I like to tell people that Dominica is the island that is closest to what the Caribbean used to be like a couple of hundred years ago.
In Dominica's capital, Rosso, music is everywhere, and it's a year-round passion. You'll find jazz bands in basement bars, or as you're wandering the streets, keep your ear tuned for the infectious sound of a jingping band. They play Creole versions of European formal dances like the polka and waltz. It's not unusual to discover local musicians jamming on a street corner, and it doesn't get much more authentic than this. Dominica is not the place to come if you want to lie on the beach. There are a few sandy stretches, but the real treasures of this island are in the mountainous interior and also below sea level. A world-class dive destination, the coral reefs plunge to depths of 1,000 feet. Just outside Rosso, there's a string of smaller resorts which cater to divers from all over the world.
We did a shore dive out there. We saw several eels, and just the sea life out there was fantastic. The colors, it was absolutely fantastic. I actually saw just the most beautiful eel out there. He was just swimming along the bottom. We got right down to him, saw his details. It was just great.
If you want to get away from it all, head to the interior. Not far from Rosso, there's a wilderness retreat called Pepiote. The owner is also the author of a book about Dominica's gardens.
Every time I came up this valley, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and it's just so beautiful for me. We have 3 hot mineral pools, and they're full of iron. There's no sulfur in it, so we don't have a bad smell. It comes out of the mountain about 104 degrees. By the time we get it down here, it's 100, and it leaves you feeling young and refreshed. And there's 5 acres have been designed into a botanical garden, and we have indigenous collections. We've designed terraces and pathways through the gardens.
Not all of Dominica's sites can be reached on foot. Some involve a swim. The T2 Gorge is a unique experience. You float through this narrow crevasse right up to a small waterfall. No visit to Dominica is complete without at least one solid hike in the Mont Trois-Pitons National Park. This UNESCO World Heritage Site covers 17,000 acres of the island's volcanic interior. The path to Middleham Falls isn't too difficult, and there's plenty to learn about along the way.
Bamboo is a very common plant in Dominica. We utilize bamboo for a number of productive purposes. Number one, we use it for temporary shelter, for building temporary shacks. We use that for fish traps. So the Caribbeans and other Dominicans utilize bamboo in the production of a lot of craft items.
The hike to Middleham Falls takes about an hour and a half each way, and if you want to reward yourself, try dipping your toes in the pool at the bottom. Plant names, Creole music styles, even the language. Dominica may be part of the British Commonwealth, but France clearly left its mark. You'll often hear a French-based patois spoken by the locals. And if you want rock-solid evidence of French influence, head up the north coast to Fort Shirley in the Cabritz National Park.
The French, when they took over from the Spanish, started this fort. They were doing well until the British saw it and desired to have it. And they stopped the French by forcefully taking over. And what was begun by the French was completed by the British. And Dominica remained in the British claws, and the French never got this place back.
The island's 3,000 Carib Indians live in their own 3,700-acre reserve on the northeast coast. The Caribs were the original inhabitants of the island. Today's descendants still practice their traditional skills of canoe building and basket weaving. From hikes in the rainforest to the rhythms of Rousseau, Dominica is definitely an island for discovery. For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.